The number one sign that you might be dealing with a female narcissist, and this could again be your mom, your sister, a friend, somebody that you're dating, literally anybody who's female could be a narcissist if they have these signs. So the number one sign is that you don't really like them at first. I've even known friends of mine who've had narcissistic moms, and they said as early as 5 or 6 years old, they realized, I don't like my mom. Like, it's not just them setting boundaries and being a parent and me being defiant as a kid. I don't actually like this person. Or if you're dating them, maybe originally you weren't really attracted to them. You didn't really like them. Maybe you were convinced, maybe you were set up by somebody, and so you gaslit yourself into thinking, no, I should like them. Everyone else likes them. Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm Leah. Let's talk about the female narcissist. Yes, you exist. All the narcissists on here be like, yes, Leah, it's you. Ha ha, ha ha. It's your moment. All right, moving right along. Today, we're talking about female narcissists. It has become painfully clear that some people think if you're speaking about narcissists, that you're speaking about men, or you're into male bashing. I am not into male bashing. I am not into female bashing. One bashing. That's why I want to bring awareness to narcissistic abuse, because narcissists bash everybody. That's what they do. They have done such a great marketing campaign that some people believe only men can be narcissists. Absolutely not true. Narcissism is a personality disorder. It's something that has been developed in childhood because often they had a parent that was a narcissist or neglectful, and so the kid either becomes empathetic and walks in other people's shoes too much to try to avoid pain and abuse, and the narcissist decides to shut off their emotions and to manipulate to get love, to avoid painful abuse and neglect often. So both the empath and the narcissist were born of one's needs to want to feel love. Just going about it two different ways. So this can be a man or a woman. This is not gender specific. The psychology, data shows that there are typically more men, but those are only the people that are diagnosed, by the way. A lot of people are narcissists out there and they are not diagnosed. Plus, a lot of people are teaching narcissism as a way to get men, as a way to get women, as a way to get the job, to get the money, to get all the things. So narcissism is running rampant. It's coming to an all-time high, but it's also reaching a critical mass. And that's why so many of us are talking about it, because there's a spiritual evolution happening on the planet. The narcissists want to convince you that it's men versus women, it's left versus right, it's this ideology versus somebody who can speak clearly. It's that, they just want us all running around hating each other, doing their dirty work. Meanwhile, I am convinced that it's narcissists in every group that are the extremists of every group, and they're ruining it for all of us. So it's really not left versus right or men versus women or whatever. Not to say that, certain policies people get very heated over, and I get that. But overall, it's the narcissists running the show. They want us all hating each other because they hate themselves and they hate us. So then we're doing their dirty work. And I'm beginning to think more and more that it's narcissists versus everybody else. But see, we can rise in love. We don't have to stoop to their lowest common denominator. I remember having narcissist friends and employees. I know you're jealous. I've had a lot of narcissists in my life, and that's why I'm talking about it. Because my therapist was like, yes, Leah, you're attracting them. Do you want to learn how not to? Do you want to learn how to be really self-sufficient and learn your codependency and people-pleasing so that you can stop attracting them? Because yes, you are attracting them in abundance. So yes, I have attracted many of them. Maybe you have too, because it's what you're used to. If you were raised by one or your family member was one, it's very easy then to just keep attracting them through friends and coworkers and bosses and different people. So I remember with my employees that I've had that were narcissists, I remember with friends that I've had that were narcissists, I always had that instinct right off the bat, that nervous system instinct that's like, I'm not safe with this person. I shouldn't trust this person. No evidence, just a feeling. So if number one, initially you felt like you shouldn't trust this person, that you weren't really attracted to them if you were dating them in a romantic way, you weren't attracted to them, and you gaslit yourself, that's the number one sign. And that can go, again, for male or female, but we're talking about females today. We're talking about them female narcissists who tried to convince a lot of people that only men can be narcissists. Oh, touche, narcissist, you are good. Okay, that they try to get close to you very fast. So if it's a friend, you're going to be getting lots of text messages. You're going to be getting lots of, let's do this, let's do that, let's hang out, we're best friends. If you're dating them, they want to move forward really quickly. I had a narcissist friend who was like, the text messages I could barely keep up with. I had another friend who's like, Leah, if you don't respond, they try to really get in there with the control and like, you're my best friend or else type energy. Or if you're dating a girl like this, maybe they're going to make a bunch of plans with you. Maybe they want to move in quickly. Maybe they want to get intimate really fast. They want to move the relationship forward fast. I had a narcissist friend once who said, I just need to find a divorced guy who's been abused by his ex-wife. See, they look for trauma, that's another thing. Who's been abused by his ex-wife and already trained him, right? That's what she said, her words. And that's who I need to be with because he'll have already been trained. So that's what she did. She found a guy. 2 weeks later, she moved him in. I mean, this is how they operate. And so then he was reliant on her. It's perfect. So they want to move the relationship along. The narcissistic female often comes with the damsel in distress story, the horrible past, the PTSD, somebody did them wrong. This is why survivors often don't want to talk about this stuff, because you immediately look like the narcissist, because a narcissist, especially female, comes with the damsel in distress story. Something happened that you have to make up for. If you're dating this person, you're going to make up for the ex-boyfriend who treated them badly. If the ex cheated on them, you're going to pay for that. You are going to pay for their PTSD. The narcissistic female is so dangerous. They've hurt so many people, and absolutely a lot of men. I've known narcissist women to say that they've hit on men, and when the man didn't accept her advances, that she filed a sexual harassment charge and got this man fired, then took credit for the thing that he did at work and also took his raise. So totally defamed his character, took away his livelihood, all because he didn't accept her sexual advances towards him. That is so dangerous. And this narcissist that said she thought it was funny. I remember going to high school with a girl. She'd be dating one guy and then date his best friend, and then the best friend would break up with her, or she would discard him, and then now he hated her and she hated him, and then she would monkey branch to the next best friend. She did this with friends at the school too. And people who weren't in her clutches would be like, why do people like this person? She's so mean. But then when it was your turn, she would come and charm you, and suddenly you're best friends with her now, and totally in cognitive dissonance, because you're like, everything that I learned about this person before must have been a lie. 25 other people, men and women and teachers and everybody, say that this person is harmful, but they must be all lying because she's lovely. So everyone would get their turn being abused by this one person, this one female narcissist. They are extremely dangerous if you don't do what they want you to do. Anything. They want you to have their same beliefs. They want you to do everything that they say, how they say to do it. They want full control. That is what they want. And when they realize they can't control you, that is when the abuse really ramps up. That's why often people stay in relationships like this. And often, I've also heard men being abused by a narcissistic female girlfriend and being to the brink of wanting to almost hit this girl. But that's so out of their nature. But because this girl was like wailing on my friend and beating on him and doing all these things, even saying, hit me, you want to hit me? That is so dangerous, because then somebody like that, maybe you do, and now you have a charge against you, because then they'll call the police. This happens often. And if you're a man who's been in an abusive relationship with a narcissist, I am so, so sorry, because a lot of times this abuse is insidious, it's invisible. But a lot of times I know from friends of mine that have been in situations like this, there's also a level of embarrassment, because it sort of attacks your manhood in a way. Not only do they probably say things like that, if you've dated a female narcissist, they've definitely attacked your manhood, made fun of you in some way, made you feel, demasculated in some way. And so sometimes men don't want to speak out on this. Sometimes a female narcissist will even beat you or beat a man. A lot of the female narcissists that I've known have said that they've been in physical fights. This is not unusual. This is total Jerry Springer mentality. But this is how they operate. Their trademark, gossip. You think a man is bad with the smear campaign? OMG. A female narcissist, gossip, gossip, gossip. The thing is, they run this thing through from the day they met you. Even if they're your mom or sister, they are gossiping about you all the time, even when times are good. See what I'm talking about? It's a female dog up in here, biatch. They can be real bitches. I'm serious. They really can. They are talking about you even when things are going well. I was friends with a narcissist, and I would go to her house, and her neighbors would know private information about me. Shut up, bitch. That's what I would say. Shut up with all that information about my private life to your neighbors. What? Who does that? A narcissist does. That's who. So if you're dating them, you're at the office cocktail party, then they're going to bring up your whole private life to colleagues that maybe you don't want to know about your private life. Doesn't matter. They're doing it. They love it. I was working fine dining as an events coordinator, and Phyllis Diller was in the restaurant. Well, for anybody who knows who Phyllis Diller, the famous comedian, late great Phyllis Diller, she had an enormous laugh that lit up the room and filled up a space. Like, she was like, ha ha ha. So these very obnoxious narcissistic people were like, oh, who is that old woman just laughing away? And she's so annoying. And can you tell her to be quiet? And then they look close and they go, wait a minute. Is that Phyllis Diller? Oh, and their whole facade changed. The mask was like, oh gosh, now I didn't realize it was somebody important. Oh, so you couldn't have just been kind to an elderly lady who was laughing and having a wonderful time. But now that she's Phyllis Diller, oh, I see. So see, especially female narcissists, they will do this. They will switch it up. Oh, well, I didn't realize you were important. Oh, well, in that case, and then they do the opposite too. Like if that person was bad-mouthing you, then, oh, well, yes, of course. I don't even know that person. They will turn on you in a dime for whatever suits them. Doesn't matter how long you've been with them. You could be friends with a person like this for 20 years. Doesn't matter. If they think somebody else is more important in the room, you're out of there. And they use triangulation. So if you're in a group of girlfriends, they will talk about you, gossip about you. I had another narcissist friend who admitted that she would disclude one of her friends in a group text so that her and her other friends could talk smack about her. And then act like everything's fine when they're with her. They will triangulate you time and time again. They might do it with your best friend. If you're dating this girl, they might triangulate you and say, oh, Jason said such and such about you, blah, 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 and lay the groundwork to maybe cheat on you with your best friend or something. They're always working the triangulation angle. They love it. They love triangles, I guess. I don't know. They're going to create drama wherever they go. They love soap operas. They love Jerry Springer. They love anything with drama. They love gossip. They love tabloid stuff. They love that stuff. They eat it up because otherwise they're bored. So in their life, if there's no drama, they're going to stir it up. They're going to create drama with you, with friends, with anybody. They love the drama. They're going to be really jealous of you. They're going to be jealous of you, jealous of anybody. You could be out to dinner and glance, not even rudely, just glancing around the room. Oh, are you looking at her? Oh, you like her? You like that outfit? Oh my God, she's such a whore. She's such a slut. Why is she wearing that? They talk smack about everybody, everyone, and they're jealous of everyone because they're deeply insecure. So they're always trying to one up. They're in competition with everybody, even the girl walking on the street. Oh, why is she wearing that? What difference does it make to you, Narky Nargerson? What difference does it make? These ladies, not so ladylike. I met this queen bee narcissist woman. You can spot them very easily after you really get used to it. They are the expert on everything. They're the expert. This queen bee narcissist female woman met me. I think it was the second time I ever met her. And she was like, oh, I think you should try yoga. Sometime you should try yoga. I bet it's probably too woo-woo for you, and you don't probably want to try something so far out there. And she went on for about 15 minutes about her being the expert of yoga and how one day I should try it or teach my daughter. And then when she finally came up for air, about 15 minutes of me just sitting quietly, just nodding, there was no space in the conversation. She was just spewing her expertise at me and all of her projections about who I was. And so when I finally had an opportunity, she said, well, would you ever try it? And I said, well, I'm a yoga teacher. I actually own a business where I teach yoga and meditation, and I love yoga. Yeah. And she was like, oh, she was also spewing, how to meditate, and this way is right and that way is wrong, and blah, 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 blah. Every single time a narcissist tries to tell you the way, just sit and listen. You'll learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot about behavior. You're going to learn a lot about their projections of you because they'll tell you who they think you are. And you're going to learn a lot about your own faculty because, see, they can't take your energy unless you give it to them. It's only from that people-pleasing part within you that wants to make it okay, or oh my gosh, you just made yourself so uncomfortable, so I'm going to double down on trying to overcompensate and make you comfortable for your rudeness. Don't do that. Sit back and watch. Also, you can tell because they all have a time limit. It might be fun for a day, it might be fun for two days, but you'll see the mask will come off if you've spent any time with them. You'll start noticing things. Pay attention. Trust your instincts. I know I've said this before, but it's true. Because see, what gets attacked first and foremost when you're with a person like this, or if you've been raised with a person like this, is you don't trust your instincts. You do not trust your instincts. And if this was a person that was supposed to be nurturing and caring to you growing up, if they were your mom, or a sibling, your sister, somebody who you're supposed to be able to trust in a growing developmental stage as a kid, and you learn that you couldn't trust them, already you're in cognitive dissonance, because you're like, wait, this person I love who takes care of me, but I can't trust them. See, cognitive dissonance is when you have two conflicting ideas about the same thing. That's what keeps us stuck for so long. But I love them. I don't like that they're abusing me. Well, then maybe I'll try to fix that. They're saying it's my fault why they're abusing me, so I'll try to fix that. Even though my instincts are, no, I wasn't doing anything. They're very dangerous. They will isolate you. They'll try to steal your business, your livelihood, your life. And then when you come up for air and say, wait, I don't like this, they'll blame you more. It's very insidious. I've known men to lose almost their entire life savings. I've known men who were amazing artists, because I work with artists. This is why I'm talking about this, because the greatest devastation that a narcissistic person can do on somebody is limiting your potential and squashing your life purpose. And I've seen it happen many times. Men and women, but since we're talking about female narcissists today, I've seen men bend over backwards for women, and you go, what in the world? When I was younger, I used to think, before I really understood this, I was like, why are these mean ladies getting so much from men? Why is this happening? They're so mean to them. And then I would watch these men just bend over backwards and give away their artistic integrity. Oh, you don't like me to paint? I'll stop painting. Oh, you don't like me to do martial arts? I'll stop doing that. Oh, you don't like my friends? I'll stop doing that. Oh, you don't like my music? I'll stop doing that. And they're saying that they have this sob story, and you're trying to help. And they're saying, all you have to do is stop hanging out with this person. All you have to do is quit that job. Don't you want to be respectful to me? Don't you care about me? And so then they get you. And I've known people to drain their bank account, to ruin their health, all because they're trying to please the unpleasable. Narcissists are going to do this always. And the idea that only a narcissist is some beautiful person, no, sometimes they're not even attractive, and they'll get really attractive people because they play and prey on your empathy. Listen to what they tell you. They're going to shame your beliefs. Anything that you love, they're going to belittle. If you like art, that's stupid. If you're creative and you like using your imagination, you can't make money at that. They're going to belittle anything you do, and anything you're proud of, they're going to say that you're conceited. If you have an accomplishment, oh, you're so conceited. They're going to diminish and belittle any accomplishment, anything that you love. They're also going to belittle your friends or family because they want to isolate you. They're going to knock down anything that you love. They do not want you to have a network of support and love. They don't want that. They want you to have a network of them. They want to control you. They are going to want to manipulate and control every single thing you do, all the way down to your friends, your hobbies, your interests, your family. That's it. They want it all. One of my narcissist female friends told me, I'll never forget it. I've mentioned it in past videos, but I always had an uneasy feeling about her. And sometimes she would gossip about other people, and I always had this feeling like, uh-oh, I'm next. If they're gossiping about people all the time, you know you're next. And she said to me, I said one day when we were just hanging out, I said, well, you're a really good person. She said, no, I'm not. She said that to me. She said, Leah, see, the difference between you and me is that I will lie to save my butt anytime. That's the difference between you and me. And she was right. Because see, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. So stop projecting who you are on other people. Don't give everybody the benefit of the doubt. See, I was projecting, I'm not trying to sound like a Mother Teresa or something, but from a good-natured place, I was projecting goodness on other people, thinking everyone is coming from a good-natured place. Everyone is essentially a good person. But like my old narcissist, I don't know that I want to call her a friend because a friend doesn't do those type of things, but friend said to me, oh no, I will lie about anything or anyone to save my butt. That's what they'll do. They'll do that time and time again. They will absolutely. They are the expert on everything. They will be the first to tell you that you can't do your big dream. They'll be the first to tell you that you were stupid, that you looked dumb, that this was not as good, that somebody else did it better. Then they also like to compete with you though and show you how they can do it better. If you have a certain business, they'll try to open up that business, or they'll try to run it, or they'll try to become friends with everybody that's your network. They are always going to be in competition with you, even if you're dating them. They are deeply competitive and jealous. A narcissistic female will steal your boyfriend, your husband, anybody in a heartbeat, just because it's a boring Tuesday. Don't put it past them. They'll do it. I've known narcissistic females to try to sleep with other people's husbands just to say they could do it, to break up happy homes just to prove that there's no such thing as happiness. There's a self-aware female narcissist, Cluster B Milkshake. You can look her up. She has admitted to trying to break up a happy couple just because she was jealous of them, not because she was interested in the man really at all, but because she was annoyed that they thought they were so happy, and she wanted to prove that nobody's really happy. See, they want to make you like them. And you go, why would somebody do that just to do that? Yes. Stop projecting your good nature on everybody. Narcissists don't think that way. They're punishing, calculating, and very manipulative. It never gets better. So if they discard you, take that as a blessing. If you leave the situation, which I know is easier said than done, you have an opportunity to get back in touch with your art, with your life, with your passion. Please drop some love in the comment section, because together we can rise above this and stop this narcissist pandemic. Because if we stop fueling them, we know the signs and stay away, they will cease to exist. They will only be able to play with each other, and maybe they'll have a spiritual awakening. So it's a win, 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 win. That's what we're about here. Not men versus women. We're about everybody rising up, using your gifts and talents, being of service, having a loving, happy, wonderful life, because you matter. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next video.